What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So I'm going to come to you today with 3 squat tips. The first tip is squat deep, but don't collapse. Okay? So I'm going to show you real quick what that means. I'm going to do a set of 6 in the silence. That'll be fun! If you've seen in the squat, something I used to do is be somewhat obsessed with the idea of squatting low. And then I realized really quick, when I squatted too low, the backside of my butt and glute here used to get super inflamed. I would have to sit down, when I wasn't even working out or anything. And it would be 30 feet. If I tried to go hiking, I'd make it like maybe 50 feet, 100 feet, and I would have to sit down. So, because it would be so flared up and so fired up. So, make sure you squat, but deep enough. A tip to be able to figure out what your depth is, set your camera up at a very undesirable angle near your hip crease or your knee, if you can, on the side of you, in a tripod or one of these fun little doohickeys here. You can grab one of these. I'll put this in the link in the description below. It's magnetic. It clicks to a squat rack. It comes with little things that you can put on the back of your phone. So, like this. So you just click your stuff and put it on a squat rack next to you or something like that. So you don't have a funky ass tripod sitting around. And practice. Don't worry about a mirror. Don't worry about none of that, because if you're ever in a competition and you're a power lifter and you're following this video because you want to squat more, don't worry about anything before you squat to depth. Don't collapse, because you don't want to catch the squat. You want to return the squat, if that makes sense. So you're building tension in a squat. I'm not saying bodybuilding tension like hypertrophy or hypertrophy. You're trying to go slow or anything like that. Just make sure you hit below parallel and fire up. Below parallel, fire up. Stretch reflex, not a rebound of your entire body. That's going to cause knee problems, hip problems, butt problems, or anything like that. The next tip, brace all of your repetitions. So you might think, and now if you're doing like 8 or 12 or something like that, the weight's probably going to be significantly lower. It's going to be a lot harder to brace. Maybe brace every 2 or 3 reps or something like that, because you're going to feel like you black out. And in my opinion, 6 is probably going to be the max that you could brace. So I would probably say, if you're doing this for strength, you're probably doing it 6 or below, 5 or below, or anything like that. Make sure you brace. If you want to be able to move the maximum amount of weights, you got to breathe into your belly, not your chest. This is a Valsalva maneuver. So it's not like that. It's like this. Like you're going to get punched in the stomach. You brace right before you get punched in the stomach. Louis Simmons used to say, show me how fat you are. But that really doesn't compute to me. It may work for you, but breathe in and brace all the way around. Let's hit another 6 reps. And we're going to practice the bracing on each. If I get tired, you may not see it on a few, but you usually can see me take a breath when I'm bracing. Come on! Come on! Breathing and bracing, super important. It couldn't be more important. So the first thing is control your descent on the squats. Now, if going down fast and you're going to depth and you feel good after a squat session or a couple days later it works for you, by all means. There's no end-all cure-all. That's just a tip that works for me and it helps me transfer that on to clients. The next thing that we talked about was making sure that you breathe and brace. If you're lifting heavy weights, not only is it important to brace each and every single rep, but excruciatingly important before you pick up the bar. So when I come in here to pick up the bar, I'm going to take a big breath here, and I'm going to brace, and then I'm going to get under there, and I'm going to kind of add to that a little bit. So understanding that the importance of breathing and bracing is crucial. But bracing and picking up that weight and it mentally feeling like it's not trying to collapse you down to the ground is probably more important than the bracing on each and every single one, because when you brace on the first one and you know you got it, you're good. All right, third and final tip. You got to squat a lot. Okay, and I know this sounds shitty because a lot of people don't want to hear that. Frankly, it sucks. I have had some hiccups. My best squat of all time is 640. Competition was 628. I'm 43 years old, so I feel like those are pretty good numbers. I can do better. And recently I had some hiccups. And I'll put some honorable mentions in the end of this video, but I will say squatting somewhat frequently, like 2 to 3 times per week. Now that does not mean that you're coming in squatting heavy on Monday, squatting heavy on Tuesday, squatting heavy on Wednesday. You can try it. Maybe you can get away with that in the beginning for a little bit, but I promise you after 30 days of that, you're going to want to blow your freaking brains out. Like, it's not going to feel fun anymore. But, and you're kind of setting yourself up for pretty significant injuries. At the very least, you want a heavy squat day, preferably maybe in the week or right after a few rest days. And then you're going to have a medium squat day, which is kind of like where I'm at right now. Maybe a little bit higher reps, maybe a little bit lower weight. And then you're going to have like a maintenance day. So you'll have like heavy, low, medium, heavy, low, medium. And you try to maybe turn that heavy day into a little bit harder each week over the course of like 4, 8, 12 weeks or something like that. But a couple honorable mentions is you got to eat, dude. Like, I'm on like 5 graham crackers right now and a little bag of beef jerky, and I'll be honest, I'm feeling it. Like, I really am feeling it. I'm trying to get my weight down, but more importantly, trying to do more with less, and it's really difficult. In my opinion, for squats, the single most important thing is rest and recovery. Like, rest specifically. Like, if you're sleeping 5 hours a day, sleep 8. And people go, oh, I can't sleep that much. Well, then you're not going to be a fucking powerlifter. Like, straight up, like, you need to rest. You need to understand. It's like saying, I want to be a bodybuilder, but I can't eat right. Well, then you're not going to be a fucking bodybuilder. Or I want to be a marathon runner, but I don't want to run. What the fuck does that even mean? So if you're willing or wanting to put effort into being better in a sport, you have to work on the rest. You have to work on the recovery. You have to work on the food. You have to work on the frequency. You have to work on the technique and make sure that you're grinding all those things over the course of time, and then voila, you feel like you have gotten somewhere. But understand that don't miss days. You can have off days. You can come in the gym and you can say, hey, I'm going to squat 450 for 3 sets of 6, and it goes to shit, and you're like, I got to drop this to 430. Drop it to 430. Just make sure you make it to the gym, because 430 is a hell of a lot more than no 30. So I hope that information helps you. If you guys want more videos like this, please feel free to ask. Go join us on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. We also have a travel group called World Travelers that we'll be posting some stuff on here in the near future. And then also on Instagram at One Big Impact, we offer training programs, we offer meal plans, we offer squat programs, bench programs, deadlift programs, any of and all of the above. If you guys have questions, like I said, ask. I apologize for that video being so long. Thanks for watching. Be stronger than your excuses. Goodbye.